If you're watching this video and you feel like all is lost, or you're behind, or there's no good women, there's no good men, everything always happens to you, like people keep stabbing you in the back, things just keep happening to you, this is for you. And my hope for this video is that you hear my heart, because I'm going to say some things that might trigger you, but just know I'm doing it because I love you. The first thing I want to say is this, and this is going to be the most important thing I say this entire video. You are not that important. Okay. I want to be perfectly clear when I say that, and I want to clarify that you are not that important. Now, of course you're important, and of course you matter, but you don't matter as much as you think. In the grand scheme of the world of 8 billion plus people, the majority of this world is never going to know who you are, know your name, know what you did, know what you're going through. We're just not going to know. We're never going to meet you, right? So in the grand scheme of things, you don't matter as much as you think. Now, in the grand scheme of things, the person that you're looking at that has it all, they don't matter either. Okay? So it's not just that you don't matter as much as you think, everyone doesn't matter as much as they think. We are all equal under the eyes of God, right? God looks at us as his children. What we do is that we take our value in the marketplace, right? In the career, making money, what you do for work, the marketplace, and we take that as our value in God's kingdom. And that's just not the case. And so we take our marketplace value and we label that as our personal value. That is where we get it wrong. So your value in the marketplace may not be as much as someone else that you're looking at and comparing yourself to, but we all have the same value in God's marketplace. So my hope at this video is that you recognize that stop taking your marketplace value and labeling it as your spiritual, as your personal value, because it's not the same. We are all equal. We are all just one piece of an ultimate puzzle. And your piece is just as important as mine, as the next person, as all the people you admire. Our pieces are all equal. They may look different. They may be different shapes and sizes and weights, but they're equal in terms of value. So change your perspective. This is all about perspective change, and how you're framing and how you're labeling what you're going through. I'm not trying to minimize your pain, right? I'm not trying to say that what you're going through isn't tough. What I'm saying is you're not the only one that's going through something. And remember, the battle of the mind is going to be the hardest battle you're going to fight, because it's you versus you. But remember, the enemy is the author of confusion. He cannot do anything directly to you, but he can plant seeds to get you to sabotage yourself. And so if you're in this state where you feel like you're sabotaging yourself, it's probably because your perspective of what you're going through has to change. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And the more that you change the frame, right? Here's the picture, but change the frame. And I guarantee you, when you change the frame, when you change the perspective, how you see things change. And I want to leave you with this. If you really, really want to change your perspective immediately, I want you to look at this one idea. Look at the things that are absolutely true, and then look at where's the lie. Okay? Because what we'll do is we'll bypass the truth and we'll hang on to the lie, and we'll make the lie true. Here's an example. Let's say you want to lose 60 pounds and you have 60 pounds to lose. The truth is, I have 60 pounds to lose. The lie is, I'm never going to lose this because obesity runs in my family. I'm big boned. Every time I do it, I stop. It's just not for me. This is just my destiny. That's the lie. But the lie feels good because, one, it brings attention and it keeps us in a victimhood mentality. But also, it's a built in excuse for us not to do what we know we're supposed to do. And so the enemy wants you to believe the lie because it keeps you away from the truth. It keeps you away from your destiny, and it feels good. So remember, your perspective is your responsibility. God can't make you look at something a different way, but What he wants in my heart of heart is to remind you that you are equal in his eye. You are his child. There is nobody on earth that is more important than you in his eye. But what you're going through is not more important than what someone else is going through. And also, in closing, just because someone is successful in the material world, that doesn't mean that person is not going through something. You have no idea what his marriage is like, what her marriage is like. Do their kids like them? You know, what are their fears? What are their doubts? What are their insecurities? Like, you don't know. So to compare yourself to someone else does not make any sense, because we are all human beings, which means we all have struggles. Just because someone holds more value in the marketplace, it does not mean they hold more value in God's marketplace. We are all the same. So change your perspective, increase your gratitude, know how truly blessed you are. The fact that you are watching this, you have an advantage over people that cannot see. They want to see. Some of people want to see. If you're hearing this right now, there are people that cannot hear. You have the opportunity in this very moment to change your perspective, to recreate your identity and go for what God has called you to do. But you have to change your perspective. If you change your perspective, you'll change your life.